Hey, how's it going, YouTube? So 2022, it's a new season about to start. Weather's getting warmer here in Ontario, so we're going to be out on the bikes soon. We haven't really put them away. As you can see, we went with some studded tires this year, so we've been out a little bit. Most of that's been, posted on Instagram, but I have made a couple of videos, so make sure you check those out, but nothing too crazy. What you can see behind me though is the beginning of the 2022 season, and I wanted to make a quick video just to kind of update everybody on a few different things going on here at Moto Valley. So, first things first, let's check out some of the new bodywork from Backyard Design. So there's the new color scheme for 2022. It's pretty awesome. Okay, I really like the blue and the black. So super pumped to get that on. My bodywork from last year needs to go. It's seen better days. So you'll notice on there the number is 556. So that's the same race number I had for Ontario Off-Road Ontario last year. We'll be changing that number for the Off-Road Ontario series. But luckily, when I signed up for AMA, and we'll get to that in a second, I was able to keep 556, so I'm pretty pumped about that. So let's share a little bit of news. All right, so I guess the first thing we should talk about really quickly is, some of the people that are offered to help me out. So, of course, Beta is going to be part of it, riding Beta, 2 Beta bikes behind me. But what's interesting about this year is I got a call from Beta Canada, and they're interested in working with me a little bit. So I'm super happy about that, super pumped about it. That should mean that I have access to some parts, have access to some maintenance items, and some gear through a couple of different companies, Beta Canada being one, and then Kimpex being the other, as well as Beta Canada also puts in some big orders for tires and stuff like that for some discounts for the ambassador riders. So what I would say about this year is I'm really happy to work with them. I was super pumped when they gave me a call. It's going to help out, that's for sure. But I call it kind of the light program this year. And in speaking with the head of Beta Canada, Steve, and that's basically what he said as well. So what we'll do is we'll start off small, a little bit of help here and there, but I'm super thankful for it, and I'm super pumped that I even got a call at all and that they like what I'm doing. So Beta Canada, thank you very much, and look forward to working with you for a very long time. Keep me on a Beta bike. I'm happy to be here. I also have Pete Sales and Service, and so Pete Sales and Service is my local dealer. You've heard me talk about them. I give them props in pretty much everything that I do. They treat me extremely well, and the owner and I are friends, and he's helped me out quite a bit, and he continues to help me out quite a bit. And in his words, I ride for the shop, and I'm very, very happy to do it. So between Beta Canada and between Pete Sales and Service, it's a huge help, and it's going to be a big year, so I'm pretty happy for it. Okay, so I just spoke about the individuals that are giving me a bit of a hand this year. Of course, the crew, who's absolutely amazing, and they all know who they are. The ringleader being Sean at Big Iron Moto, always signing us up for crazy stuff and making sure that that we have all the planning and accommodations and all that stuff squared away for all the big events. But some other big news. What's some other big news? So we talked Beta Canada, we talked Pete Sales and Service. I've shown you some of the new graphics. There's going to be another set coming as well, like I said, with another number. For those of you wondering, my number this year will be 393. Why is it going to be 393? Well, there's the next set of what I consider to be big news, and something that I'm super proud of. So I got promoted based on my racing last year by Off-Road Ontario to Intermediate B. So I'm moving up from novice into the afternoon classes. Again, it's a small accomplishment. It's my accomplishment, and I'm pretty excited about it. So that'll see me racing in the afternoon class. Intermediate B, got to change my number, so I hit 393. So what else do we have planned? Well, the crew obviously is going to do some of the big ones local to us. So we're going to do, probably between the group, we'll probably have participation in all of the Ontario XC series, most of the Enduro series, if not all. Myself, I definitely plan to do Chloe's Kingdom. I plan to do the Corduroy Enduro. There's going to be a couple of group rides, so OVR's there. We've got the Cormac Kraken ride. We've got the Rockhound Rally through Rally Connex. These are all rides that are coming up as well throughout the summer. There's going to be a few of us that head down and do some races down in the States, so I plan to do at least one GNCC this year because it looks like an amazing time. And then I plan to hit Tough Like Roar and potentially one other AMA Hard Enduro race in Pennsylvania. So there's those two races. We've got Battle of the Prospectors planned out to go there. Naarden, I raced in Naarden last year, was one of my videos, so we get dibs on a spot in Naarden this year, so we'll be hitting Naarden up. And then I think probably the highlight of the year, the crew is going to head down to Tennessee and race in Red Bull TKO. So pretty excited about that. Got some big training plans for the summer. We're going to have to ride some gnarly stuff to make sure that we're ready to go for all of these races, but it's going to be a big racing season. I'm not going to go all in any one series. My plan is to pick and choose what I think will be the most fun races out of a few different series in Ontario, Quebec, and down into the States. So that's the summer plan there. Now, in order to help me do that, so I'm riding the 2021 Beta 300RR, and that's going to be the bike that I stay on this year. No major changes coming. Obviously, new bodywork, bit of a refresh. Running the Smart Carb SC2 on this bike, and then I have a Beta Evo 300 2T Trials bike, which is an absolute blast. So we'll be riding that. Peach Sales and Service. Good to go. So, new bodywork. You can see that the suspension's off it right now. So, as far as the Beta 300 is concerned, the suspension is being shipped off to Stadium Suspension in Quebec. So, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't think properly. Thierry Lacombe. So, he's a guy who raced at Battle of the Prospectors. I saw the Stadium Suspension stickers on a few bikes last summer, so I gave him a call. Sounds like he knows what he's talking about. So he's going to hook up the RR, because obviously I don't have the KYB stuff. So I have the Sash stuff, if I'm saying that correctly, and he's going to set it up mostly for hard enduro. But what I'm really excited about is with the revalving and some of the stuff that they're going to do to that suspension, I think it will, the adjustments will be more noticeable. And so if I hit kind of the higher speed XC stuff, I'm really hoping that I can, click whatever I need to click on rebound and compression and really make a difference, and be able to soak up some of the fast, harder hitting stuff and then keep it plush, for the hard enduro stuff, the slower technical hard enduro stuff. So that's what's going on there. So 2 wheel sets as well. I'm going to do an unboxing wheel set, and I won't tell you exactly what they are, but I got my wheels that are all studded up over there. And then right here, I've got another set of wheels, so I'll do an unboxing video for those. I'll let you know what they are. They are absolutely beautiful pieces of kit, but we won't, we'll dedicate a video to those, so we'll open them up and have a look at them. That way, I should be able to keep 2 sets. And so what I'm thinking is, more of a, gummy, softer, hard enduro set, and then, an intermediate type MX set, which I think would be really good for things like GNCC and just kind of regular general trail riding, so I'm not wearing gummies out so fast. Of course, mousses are going to be used likely in both sets. I don't think I'm going to go back to tubes for either set, but we'll see. We got a top end that we're going to do on the 300RR, but it's got about 114 hours on it now. It's still running like a top. I've always run it pretty rich with lots of oil. Feels really good. It's still wheeling, in 3rd gear, no problem, with the studs in the snow. So it's got lots of power. I'm not too concerned about it, but we are going to do a top end and make sure that it's all fresh, and that's going to be supported by Pete Sales and Service, and he's offered to do a video with me on that, and we'll show you how to do a few things on the bike, I think. We'll bleed all the brakes, bleed the clutch, and just kind of generally go through the bike and make sure everything's good to go, you know, re-torque, re-Loctite, everything. I did find a lot of bolts, well, not a lot, but a few bolts rattled themselves loose last year. I had an issue with wiring being run under the tank, getting rubbed raw and shorting, and it actually affected my fan. My fan didn't work for a while, and that's what it was, but I tracked it down, and it's been okay. So I'll do a bit of prep this year and make sure everything's kind of wired tight and it's all good to go, and I won't run into any of those issues. The 302T largely is just to work on skill, and super fun to rip around with the little guy when he is on, there's some hockey gear, when he's on that little thing. So get him off the training wheels this year. Looking forward to that. Should be a hoot. Okay, so last bit of news for 2022, or the start of 2022, is I was voted on and applied for a position on the board of directors with the OFTR. So if you're not a member of OFTR, just understand that this organization really does take the lead as far as advocating for riders all across Ontario. They play a huge role in education and a huge role in engaging with municipal, provincial, and federal government and other organizations on our behalf, on the trail riders' behalf. So excited about that. We'll see where that goes. Just getting into it, so I haven't provided much in the way of value yet, but I hope to in the near future. And lastly, as far as vlogging goes, I'm going to try and do this a little bit more often through 2022. Keep things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more engaging. So please like and subscribe and follow the channel if you haven't done so already. And I look forward to riding and seeing you out on the trails this summer.